I've been talking about my background. I've been practicing almost 20 years. My background is in Tibetan Buddhism, which is the Mahayana tradition, or school, not school, it's tradition, you might say, Mahayana tradition, and the Vajrayana as well. Maybe too much. I can't think of the word, but maybe some of you are like, what is that? What is that? So really not necessary, but this is my background. It's just all these ways to train in being relaxed and awake, different methods, different techniques. So I've been teaching the last few months this text, important in the Tibetan tradition, called Lojong mind training. It's called mind training. Very important, as I said, in the Tibetan tradition. And this practice consists of these maxims or slogans, 59 slogans in 7 points. The 7 points of mind training, we call it. And this was brought to Tibet by this Indian Buddhist master, Atisha, and his teachings were collected by this Tibetan master, Chekawa Yeshe, compiled into 59 slogans in 7 points. So I've been teaching on these. Now I'm on the second point. The first point, which I taught a few months ago, was the first train in the preliminaries. That was the slogan. That was this method of turning our mind away from samsara or confusion or the habit of self-clinging, self-cherishing, by reflecting on these thoughts, the thought of this opportunity. We call it this precious human birth, reflecting on impermanence, how quickly this precious human opportunity, this opportunity could go, contemplating, reflecting on cause and effect, our actions, and their results and the conditions. So reflecting on that, and being mindful of our actions. And then the last reflection is to reflect on the futility of samsara. We call it samsara, or the wheel of existence, the wheel of life. This hamster wheel of birth, old age, sickness, and death, birth, old age. We're like a hamster just on this wheel, thinking we're going to get somewhere, but we're just spinning in this hamster wheel. And that's okay. This is life. This is what we do. But practitioners, we turn our mind from finding happiness in the wheel of life, in existence. We might say, like, what do you mean? My wife just had a baby. I'm happy. What's wrong with that? That's okay. That's okay. But the suffering comes when it changes. Life changes, right? We get older. We love our kids. Now they're teenagers and they're a pain in the ass. What happened to the love that we had for our kids? Change. So we forget about that. So that's because we thought we would find genuine happiness in samsara, but the only happiness we find in samsara is conditioned. It's dependent. The happiness, it depends. I love you if you love me. I like you, but you have to like me. You don't like me, then Travis, I like you. You don't like me either? Get it. So that's dependent condition. Or Travis might like me for a bit, then I do something, now Travis doesn't like me. Now I'm suffering. Why? Because I forgot that this happiness was conditioned, dependent. So we reflect on that and recognize that and work to finding true happiness, which is unconditioned, not dependent on the conditions. I love you. I don't love you. It's okay. I still love you. But normally we're like, unrequited love. And we suffer. But we could still say, I love you. Well, I don't like you. As a matter of fact, I hate you. It's your perception. You know? So that's the true happiness, that we're never, you know, or not as much, you know, because we're not fully awake yet. So, but we can be content. It's true happiness, be content in just how things are. And even when things fall apart, we're all like, oh, that's right, impermanence, change. And we have a sense of kind of confidence and this warmth. We're not, you know, we're not knocked over. Just like in our meditation, we're still holding that posture and awake. Oh, impermanence, yes. We continue. So that was the first, you know, first point. And then the second point where I'm at now is the main practice of these teachings of mind training, which is training in Bodhicitta. Bodhicitta, some of you might be familiar with, some of you not. Bodhi means awake, Bodhi, like Buddha. And Citta is mind or heart, awakened mind, awakened heart. So it's Bodhicitta. Really this openness, really just openness. Bodhicitta is this warmth, it's always there. We all have it, you know. I like to use an example like when perhaps we have an argument with a friend and we're really upset with them, and perhaps, you know, I don't want to talk to them. We don't talk to them for months, you know, because we had this argument that maybe at some point we're all like, that was really dumb. But we're afraid, there's fear, we don't want to, we're afraid that if I call them, they won't accept my apology, or they won't accept my handout, and we'll be back to square one and be like, well, screw them then. I'm still mad at them. You know? So the Bodhicitta is this warmth that even when that's happening, you know, we might be kind of have this tense state of mind, and then we're looking, you know, we see a picture on the refrigerator of last year's, you know, birthday party or something. We see ourselves with our friend, and then there's this warmth that comes up. You know? Not this hatred, not this like, oh, there they are. It's more like, oh, that we care for them. There's care, and it's been obscured. It's turned into an obstacle because of our grasping to something that happened 3 months ago. But we're still keeping that torch burning, you know, instead of just letting it burn out. Burns out, and then we light it again with our grasping. So that bodhicitta is that sense, that warmth that comes up when we see a picture of our friend and we're like, I really like them. Why did this happen? You know? But we don't know how to fix it. So that's the bodhicitta that comes up, that we all have. It's inherent. It's there. It's just covered up because we're hoarding emotions, fear, aggression. So that's bodhicitta. So this is the main practice of mind training. Actually, through the whole book, this is the main practice of this openness, this, you know, transforming this habit of self-cherishing. What about me? To others. What can I do for others? Not even what I can do for others, but it's just other. Wishing them health, you know, as we say at the end of the class here, you know, may all beings be happy and safe from harm, you know, wishing them that. That's bodhicitta, the metta chant. That's cultivating bodhicitta, may all beings be healthy and safe from harm. You know? That's a practice too, you know, we can be like caught up like that. It may be so angry, then we can just, bodhicitta is like take a breath, open, may all beings be happy and safe from harm. Make that wish. And that kind of helps us to loosen our grip on, what about me? They hurt me. What about me? May all beings be happy and safe from harm. Yeah, but what about me? What do you think may all beings means? Right? We think we're excluded. May all beings be happy. What about me? May all beings be happy. We're included there. That's even helping us loosen our grip. It has twofold benefit. benefits others and benefits ourselves. Instead of like, God, I hate those man names. May all beings be happy and safe. Medicine. How wonderful that we, again, that kindness that we have for ourselves and others. We're projecting it at others, but it's a relief for us. We're letting go of that aggression, that anger. Right? So that's the bodhicitta when we cultivate bodhicitta. This openness. This basic goodness, we also say, that we all have. That's the basic goodness. We might say like, well, what about like some guy's on death row, this guy, whatever, he's just evil. You might say even Hitler. It's like, wow, Hitler, how can he have basic goodness? He loved animals, they say. I think he was a vegetarian. He loved animals. He loved his tribe, his people, that hated others. So it was a little skewed. But that's, there's basic goodness there. He did have warmth and love, but it was conditioned, right? It was dependent that they look like me. So that basic goodness was skewed. That's all. That's all. So in training in bodhicitta, there's two aspects. There's ultimate bodhicitta and relative bodhicitta. Last month I talked about ultimate bodhicitta or absolute bodhicitta. And the importance of first training in the absolute bodhicitta versus the relative bodhicitta. Absolute bodhicitta means to cultivate, if some of you were here last month, regard all experiences, all things, regard everything as dreamlike. Regard everything as dreamlike, meaning that everything, we got here at 3 o'clock, we were sitting, where is that? Where'd it go? We were just sitting here, now we're here. It's like a dream, it's moved on. The same thing with an argument with a friend we had 6 months ago. We bring it back to life, but it's a dream, it was gone, right? Sometimes we have a recurring nightmare, right? And then we look at it, it's because we're holding on sometimes. We're afraid of losing our job, we're afraid of losing our partner. So that kind of keeps it charging. So we have this recurring dream. We take our everyday or wake, in awake experience or anxiety, we take that into our dream, into the sleep, and we dream. But in life, anxiety, the fear is also dreamlike. There's nothing solid there. We really look at it genuinely and authentic, without, just let go of that habit to like, but let go. So that was last month, ultimate bodhicitta is this seeing that all phenomena is temporary, transitory, changing on the spot. It's like 4 something now. 3 o'clock, we were just beginning, and I was talking, now we're here. So the ultimate bodhicitta, always remember, that everything is like a dream. We say everything is empty. Emptiness, shunyata. Empty, not meaning it, nothing exists, it's like blank. Empty meaning it lacks inherent existence. Everything that we see, everything that we experience lacks inherent existence, meaning it's not permanent, it's not unchanging. And we can see that ourselves. It's not dogma, we don't have to believe it with blind faith. In our meditation practice, we're actually looking at that. Right now we can say like, oh yeah, about an hour ago, I just got here and I sat, and perhaps, I was kind of feeling fidgety, and now I feel okay. What happened? That was a dream. Now this is another dream, So that's ultimate bodhicitta. And we begin with that because now the instruction to now train in relative bodhicitta. Relative bodhicitta meaning conventional reality, meaning we're in the world, this is how we function, what we're doing. So relative bodhicitta is training in, generosity, training in the diligence or conduct, actually moral conduct, training, watching our conduct, behaving ourselves. That's also connected to reflect on cause and effect, knowing cause and effect. So behave yourself. Because nothing is coming to you. This is our experience based on the cause, and this is a result. So nobody did this to you. Sometimes we're all like, this is happening because it's your fault. This is why I'm miserable. We look out here, but it's our own experience, our own mind, based on cause. Conditions came together, result. Boom, somebody crashed into your car. Look what you did to me. So with relative bodhicitta now, that we've cultivated, remember all things are like a dream, nothing is permanent, it's changing. Okay, so now get to work, relative bodhicitta. Practice virtue, good deeds. But without that ultimate view, we can get stuck in practicing generosity and having an expectation. Hey, Travis, I got you a present. And Travis is like, oh, I have one of these already. Oh, dang, Travis. Yeah. Right? That's hope and fear, expectations. So that is lacking ultimate bodhicitta. Absolute bodhicitta is openness, is free of reference, free of like, don't like, unclear, indifference. It's just, here, Travis. Oh, I already have one of these. Oh, okay. Pass that on. Do you want to give it to somebody else? If not, I can give it to somebody else. We're unmoved, unfazed. There wasn't an expectation that I hope Travis likes it. Or here, I put some money in the dana basket there. I hope it's enough. I wonder if they'll like it. Maybe I'll email Travis. Hi, Travis. Did I put enough in the basket? So that's like kind of, this is the, getting stuck in that, hope and fear, expectation, forgetting the absolute bodhicitta, the non-referential openness. It's not dependent, like, I'll give to you, but not to you. I like you, not you. That's like reference. But ultimate bodhicitta is just open, giving. As I say, and in relative bodhicitta, when we're practicing these, we might get down and kind of burn out. So like, oh, keep doing this, and the world still sucks. It's like we're forgetting absolute bodhicitta, that there's change. Yeah, maybe it's like this now, and tomorrow will be like that. It's overcast now, tomorrow the sun comes out. We're in a drought. Oh, it's horrible, horrible. Maybe we'll have a crazy storm in a few months. It's just like, oh, I wish this rain would go away. I can't go out. My hair is getting, I just did my perm. It's all messed up because of rain. Right? That means we're dependent on the conditions. That's samsara. That's, our happiness is based on the conditions. But a practitioner, a Dharma practitioner, is free of the conditions. It rains, our perm is done. It's like, oh, well. So, because we're remembering ultimate bodhicitta. So one of the important practices in the cultivating relative bodhicitta is this practice called Tonglen. Tong means sending or giving, and Len means to take. So giving and taking. So this practice is a meditation practice that we can do on the cushion. We begin on the cushion, but then we can take it off into the world, and do it. And this practice is to sit in our meditation practice. We begin by imagining or visualizing a friend, a family member, someone close to us that it's easy for us to generate this warmth towards. And it might be someone that we know is going through a hard time. So in our meditation practice, we use this time. We use our training, the breath, or breathing, having our attention on the breath. Okay. Now relative bodhicitta is like, okay, put this to good use. Okay. So on the inhale, breathe in all the discomfort and suffering that that perhaps we know a friend or a family member is experiencing. Breathe that in. The in-breath, take it into our heart. Or Bodhicitta, right? It's open heart, open mind. The exhale, you send out everything good that we can imagine, that we know perhaps. Perhaps it's the love we have for our cat, or our pup, our friends, or our partner. You just think about it, and it makes you feel warm and happy. You send that out. Friend or a family member who's experienced suffering. You take their anxiety, their fear, their suffering, their uncomfortableness, whatever they're going through. Take it in. A divorce, a breakup, loss of a job, whatever. An illness, take that in the in-breath. Give out whatever you can imagine that we like, that we feel comfortable, makes us happy. Let's give it to them. I like to use it like after we're sitting in meditation for a while. Sometimes, we get to a place where we're really just like have this sense of wellness. The body's, we can just sit very comfortable in stillness. We feel good. There's this goodness and warmth. Send that out. Imagine, oh, I feel so good right now. Everyone should enjoy this. Take their suffering, their anxiety, their fear, and send out this sense of wellness that I feel right now. This wakefulness, presence. You send it out. And then you expand your imagination to someone that perhaps you find difficult, whether it's a friend, a family member, anyone that they say that you perceive as an enemy. But it's really just, the first method is working with our desire, because we're thinking of a friend, a loved one, someone we care about that we have attachment towards, they're close to us. So we're working with that desire and transforming it, using it for others, giving instead of desire and just wanting them. That's kind of transforming the habit of me. What about me first? So working with desire, craving or attachment, and sending out whatever's good. And the next technique, expand that. Now work with aversion. So anyone we feel aversion to, oh, I don't like them. Take in their suffering. Remember ultimate bodhicitta. No reference. No like, dislike. Take that in. May all beings be free of suffering. Take in their discomfort, their suffering. Send out goodness, love, light, a cool breeze. Whatever we feel that it's good is good for us. Give it to them. It might be challenging because it's someone we have aversion towards, right? But again, that's working to transform that habit. Changing that, we call it the three poisons. The poison of desire, the poison or attachment, the poison of aversion or aggression, and the poison of ignorance or indifference. So here, working with the poison of aversion, we turn it into medicine. We then might be uncomfortable, that's okay. And we don't push anything or force anything. If we need to begin just with someone close that we know, that's okay. But we must remember at some point, if we're trying to cultivate this bodhicitta, we should, include all beings. I'm sure that the way the state of the world now is, we can find a lot of people who have, attachment for and aversion for. So it's a lot of good soil out there to work with. And then the third, expand it more. Then the third, now working with ignorance, the poison of ignorance or dullness or indifference. Work with that. Someone we don't have either way, like or don't like. It's just like a person we see on the street, a co-worker from another department we don't even know, a neighbor. You think of them. I always see that guy going out and getting his mail. May all beings be happy and safe from harm. Uncomfortable suffering, take that in, and send out happiness, peace, cool breeze, hot day. Maybe they don't have an AC. We have an AC. May you have this cool breeze. So that's a Tonglen practice. And at the end of the session, then we just let go of all reference points, and then we just breathe in, send out, just blanket the whole world, all experience with this light, this love, this peace, this ease, wellness that we feel, send it out to the world. So that's the relative bodhicitta. But without, as I said, without ultimate bodhicitta, we might believe what we're doing is really happening. I've had people say, actually, I had the experience myself. One time I was driving to work, and I was thinking of a friend of mine who was waiting for a diagnosis if they had cancer or not. And as I was driving to work, I was thinking of them, breathing in, taking in their suffering, and then even taking in their cancer. May I take their cancer into me and send out my good health, the health that I have. I was doing that, I was driving, and then all of a sudden I went like, what if that's really happening? Oh shit, It's like, whoa. And then this kind of sense of anxiety came up. It's like, what if that's really? And I just relaxed, let go, and I kept driving. I kept taking it. Well, if that's what's happening, isn't that my wish? That I may take it from them? So then I continued. So maybe we'll get to that roadblock. Don't stop. Just take a breath. Ultimate bodhicitta. Nothing is happening. It's just my imagination. How wonderful if I could really take that from, think about that. If you really had the wish, you can, the doctor would tell us, you can really do that. You can take somebody's, illness away. How many of us would line up and say, where do I sign up? I want to do that. It's difficult, right? But a bodhisattva is in bodhi, awake. Sattva is being, an awakened being. That's their practice, the wish to ease the suffering of all beings, of others. No concern for their self. Why? Because of ultimate bodhicitta. What self? I can't find it. Where is Jampa? Jampa is dependent. It's conditioned. It's a name. When I pass away in a pile of ashes, no one's going to say, oh, there's Jampa. They just see a pile of ashes. Unless I put a little flag on there, Jampa. This is me. So that's the slogan, sending and taking should be practiced alternatively. That's the slogan of practicing this Tonglen. And the next slogan is 3 objects, 3 poisons, 3 seeds of virtue. The 3 objects are attachment, aversion, and ignorance. Oh, I'm sorry. The three objects are like. Well, the 3 objects are what did I say? Attachment, aversion, ignorance. The 3 poisons are that just pushing away, or pulling in, grasping, or indifference. I don't care. Driving by a homeless encampment. It's like, I don't care about them. I got my own things to take care of. The 3 seeds of virtue are that, non-reference. turning that aggression. If we feel aversion, switch that around. Take that aversion and send out happiness, love, whatever this person means that we have aversion towards. Attachment, same way. Send out. So that poison now is turned into a virtue. It's transformed. It was never a poison, really. It's just the grasping or the aversion or the indifference. That's the poison. What makes it a poison. But turning it around, transforming it without the self-reference, the self-cherishing, no poison. It's a virtue. We can use desire to help. And then the other slogan was, in all activities, train with these maxims, these slogans. So whatever we do, we're practicing Tonglen on the cushion, but off the cushion, at work, in traffic, at the grocery store, train with these maxims, bring them to mind. Oh yeah, as soon as we feel, we come in and somebody cut us off or on the freeway or somebody cut in line at the grocery store or whatever, and our first, response might be like, God, it's up to us. All activities train with what we're studying here. Oh yeah, aggression, whatever this aggression, may it be, may I take this aggression from all beings and send out goodness, ease, peace. So we're working in the world just like this, transforming our mind, because our mind is always with us. We're always functioning as craving, pushing away, or indifference. So rather than just continuing that habit, we're transforming those energies into virtue. Then it says, begin the sequence, the last slogan, begin the sequence of sending and taking with yourself. So we begin with ourselves. This could be, we could say, because at first we're practicing sending out, taking suffering and sending out light, peace to all. But we might say, well, I'm uncomfortable sometimes. We're forgetting that in that practice, we're also included there. But we can begin with ourselves as well. If we're having a hard time, rather than wishing that this hard time would go away, we breathe it in. This hard time, this difficulty that I'm experiencing right now, may it encompass all the difficulties of all beings in this difficulty that I have. May I take it into my heart and send out a sense of well-being, peace, love, kindness. So that could be sending and taking, beginning with yourself. So, thank you, everyone. These are these slogans. This is one of the texts. There's many texts. This is training the mind and cultivating loving kindness. This is by Trungpa Rinpoche. But there's many other commentaries on these maxims, slogans, mind training. So that's relative bodhicitta, conventional bodhicitta, what we do in the world, what we're doing. Plenty of opportunity to open. Plenty. We don't have to go like, where can I look? How can I train in opening my heart? Hey, excuse me, not right now. I'm busy. I'm looking at where I can find to open my heart. I don't have time for you right now, Travis. Can't you see I want to open my heart? We forget, So that's also, begin with yourself. Remember, yes, Travis. An opportunity, Hey, you jerk off, you just cut me off. An opportunity. May all beings be happy and safe from harm.